Good evening, all. Fine. Hey. You still muted, Mahima. On the left bottom of your screen is a little red thing. And cool. No? Still? Yep.
Now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Just connect with you for a bit, but there's a lot here.
Take your time. Take your time. Yeah. We have time.
So, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post this past week, um, but my son passed away
Oh, I
last
didn't
Sunday.
see. Oh. Mm.
It was pretty sudden. He went to the hospital on Friday, a week ago Friday, and he
Mm.
passed Sunday night at 9:51.
Wow.
It was happened quite quickly, but I think the thing I've been doing well. We all the family were all on Zoom in the room with him. There were about
Mm.
4 of us that stayed to the end, and then he, me, and his partner. She was on. We stayed with him after, and he looked very peaceful. And I felt really calm in the week. I was giving, you know, support to her, especially. I mean, it's really difficult for her. And then he has grown children that he had been sort of estranged with. But it all came together that night. It was beautiful, really beautiful.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah. Especially the daughter who had been so hardcore. I'm very close to her, but don't even mention his name. So, in some ways, I don't know what I'm feeling tonight. Some thoughts came up this afternoon and this evening that felt selfish, almost like, because we talked often the last couple 3 years. He was alcoholic, but he's been pretty good the last 2 or 3 years. And the woman he's been with for 8 years, they had moved to Arizona, going to buy a house, and I was following that dream with them and cheering them on. And I just felt today, after kind of the dust is settled and, you know, that in a way, that there's this, that during COVID, I always told him, I said, you've been my comic relief, because he would make it even funny, because he's non-vaccinated. He's like, we're on the same page,
Mhm.
and he's one of the very few people, other than maybe one other, that I could be straight up with, and he's straight up, and we're right there, really sharp. And so I feel like this, because this thing's going on now, and it's like, so I live alone. I only have about one person, maybe two, that I let come over, because they're either vaccinated or they're afraid, I'm not vaccinated, all this stuff. We don't need to get too much into that. And so it's like, I go to pick up the phone sometime, or I think, oh, I'm going to call Sean, or I'm going to text him. And it's like, and I realized that their dream was like my dream for them. I had something to look forward to. I don't know if that makes it sounds stupid, but
No, I get it. It's like all these little movements that go on in us. Yeah.
It's like, if it wasn't COVID, I think it would be different. But because of this stuff that's going on, he was like, and I was that for him. He was with his partner, but she'd be going, okay, because they didn't call me mom. My kids called me Mutt. So, but it was endearing, In fact, the doctor, the last day, she said, so is Mutt your legal name? I said, no. So, I had stupid thoughts today, like, what do I have to be here? Now it's like I'm sort of isolated. I have a few phone contacts, that I can call, but it's my life. Get up, cook, go to bed, maybe take a shower once in a while. It's like, it sounds like complaint or something. And so that's what really hit me today, is that I may not see any of my other, they're all vaccinated, and they don't live close, but it's like they just had a gathering not too long ago, and my daughter didn't invite me. I would be invited, but they wouldn't want me there, and I wouldn't want to be there because they're all vaccinated. I already got hit with the spike protein once, and my naturopath treated me for that. And so yeah, I guess this is all normal, but we're not living in normal times. And so it's like, it's just feels more exponential. I mean, it would have been not so sweet for him to pass. But right now, I'm just like, what's left? What do I do? It's like there's this big chunk that it's like not there anymore. And I can be there for his partner, and but they don't, the dream that they had, and it's pretty sad, it's like, but I know it's like this is probably not much compared to what a lot of people are dealing with. But I'm afraid I'm going to go into some big depression or something. I don't want to do that. I want to just be happy, being simple, living in my ashram like a monk or something. It's like, but I don't know if I can do that. And even when he was in the picture, there was days of, I mentioned that before, so I don't know if I have a question, just to be here to voice it. And I guess I'm afraid like there's nothing left, like why am I even here? It's like, and that one of the things he did say at one point, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he goes, this world is crazy. He goes, I don't know what it's going to be like for my kids or their kids. He goes, what can we do? I said, there's not a whole lot we can do, So I don't know if you have anything you might share with me around this.
It's like what I find, in my view, we're living in World War III. It's like, it's full on. Whether you get vaxxed or not a vax, but there's just, it's an interesting time on the planet. And, it's like when I tune into the collective, people have lost jobs, people are suicidal. I mean, there's so much going on. And, trying to make the best of it. It's, it's like, it's one thing when you have a decent home, it's another thing if you're one of the poorer countries and you don't, and there's all these crazy lockdowns and pressures. So it's like the collective is not at peace at all by any means. It's like amped up, and for me, at least the way I perceive it, I don't know how other people perceive it, but I feel it, and it's heartbreaking. And on top of that, life is what it is. It's like everyone you love is going to die. You're going to lose everything in the end. And yet, in the midst of all of that, just to be, and not to just to watch the movements, like you could see. I mean, because we love to find something we can look forward to. Or it doesn't matter how simple it is, just a human story, and then we hear, and how to be in the ordinariness without going into, without taking on the weight that's going on in the field, because we feel it. I don't think anyone's not feeling that. But to not take it personally, and to, We just, yeah.
I think a feeling of not with my son, but it's like a friend that does live. I live in a mobile home park, and she was on a road trip back east when it happened. And I lived with her before I moved here just last September. I felt like she was kind of like a sister. And so I wrote to her and said, it doesn't look like he's going to be around. And she's, I'm so sorry. And just like a one line thing and a heart. And then I said the next day that he had passed, and she's, I'm sending you comfort. Or, I mean, I know her daughters. If I would have been the reverse, I would have called her on the phone. And then she's been home since Wednesday. She only lives like 20 houses away. She hasn't contacted me or anything. And so that feels like abandonment or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't. She doesn't have to come over, but even just to call me or say, "Are you up for a chat?" or something. But tonight
So
she posted on Facebook that she's baking cookies because she feels she had to cut her trip short because of the Delta variant. And but she wasn't sad. She had a stuffed animal and she was smiling. And I'm like, she's been home since Wednesday, and no, I mean, we were close. It's like, it's just
yeah,
strange.
if it's possible, take the focus of how she's functioning.
Yeah.
And just be with that sense of abandonment or not being valued, or however you want to, just be present with it.
Being cared,
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that
I
feeling of,
get it.
I care for you, you know, it's like, wow, okay, I misinterpreted that, or she's busy. And I'm like, there's no way I could not be busy if that was her daughters, you know, I'd just be,
Yeah,
I would be crushed if I heard that about her daughters, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we can see we're living in, yeah, I've got to say, it's like there is such a tendency in the human psyche to get self-absorbed.
Mhm.
It doesn't take much. And when in these times, when it's kind of like mandated in a way and all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm with you. I feel you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Thanks
happy
for,
for him.
yeah.
I feel like he was, the last 2 weeks we hadn't spoken because he and his girlfriend or whatever, fiance, she kept saying he needs to go to the hospital. I think he's really sick. And she says, but he says, I can't talk to you. He doesn't want to burden anybody. And so he lay there, and that was really sad for me right after it happened, that he went through all this alone. And I felt very sad. And then I've kind of let some of that, like, okay, that's what he chose. And but I just it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Strong times, really strong.
Yeah, it's just a vacancy. Like there's a big vacancy, because it's like, yeah, like I say, he was, if there was a funeral in person, he would have, even though he had his problems, there are all these people just coming out of the woodwork saying he saved my life. I mean, just amazing things that he did in his life that I kind of knew about, but not totally. But like, he lit up the room, and just all this wonderful things that I get tears and I'm smiling, and all kinds of emotion coming up. But we don't know. None of us know what's next, I guess. But I mean, some people have more people in their lives, and I don't know how I got to this place where I don't. I mean, people around here, like I say, they're all vaccinated, basically. And even a couple that aren't vaccinated, I thought, okay, we're in the same club. They're out hanging around with all the vaccinated people. So I'm like, I don't know that I don't know about that whole issue is, I mean, I did get some of the spike protein, I guess. My doctor said that that's what I had. And so I don't know. There's no place to go much. The store, I go to the store and come home,
Yeah.
watch a movie. Don't feel much like writing or painting right now. It's like, and I know that also self-absorbed too, But thank you for being here.
Thank you for speaking so vulnerably and nakedly. Yeah, I hear you.
Much love.
Yeah, and to you, Mahima. Birgitte.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Birgitte.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. And you?
Yeah, it's been a good week regarding results. So I'm really thrilled. It's the tumor, the 4 heavy chemos resulted in a tumor reduction of 82%.
Wow.
And of the 5, I had a PET CT scan Friday morning, and of the 6 lymph nodes here under the collarbone, only 1 is still cancerous. So that's a fantastic result. So after our conversation, I had this conversation with the oncologist, and I'm choosing for the option for surgery. And that is now being investigated. I have an appointment with the surgeon this coming Friday. So it seems that, everything that was in the field and that I've been doing has resulted in, say, approximately 82% reduction of everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's really, really, great. And then, and that is we talked about that as well. Is that my kids are really cross that I'm not going for the full protocol. And so they can't celebrate the result with me. So when Friday, when I had the result of the lymph nodes, and I even read the radiologist report to my oldest son, and he said, well, let's wait what the oncologist says. I said, it's right here. I said, it's great. And there's no celebration. There's no joy in their encounter of this good news.
Sure.
So that's I notice how hard that is on my system, because I'm very vulnerable with everything that happened, and still recovering from those 4 chemotherapies, which were quite intense. And I notice how this pattern is playing in my system, and I'm aware of when I'm starting it, you know, and when I'm accusing, whatever comes up, you know, I notice, and I'm trying to stop it, or I'm stopping it, and I'm getting, say, more in my peace, and then it comes again full force.
Yeah.
So I know it's very old.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I tell you that tendency in the human psyche, I think we all know it, where something wants to project on something and just get busy with that projection. And
yeah, and the anger in it, and the righteousness, and the
all of it. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's so persistent that it's so old. So I really have to work really hard.
Yeah.
For the past 2-3 days, and yesterday I almost sent a text message or a voice message to my kids, and I said, no, not doing it. But it's yeah. What is grief, Isaac? Because that comes up. But why? Why grief?
Yeah, you know, I mean, to the way it looks to me is like a sense of loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're here now, and somehow this, you know, like loss is that this moment is not as good as it was. I mean, it's, for sure we know it's different, but yeah. And then, you know, projection that it could get worse, and then that's moving in the direction of fear.
Yeah, I'm not even going there, but it's. I think that the sense of loss is. That's true, and because there is.
You know, we have these.
There is an expectation that I thought they would be. They would act different. Yeah.
So beautiful. So you can see it's related to an expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a desire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's so easy. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know whenever there's been an expectation coming up in me and it doesn't happen, how easy it is to feel very hurt and to project it onto someone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just like exploring and seeing, okay, wow, that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then being gentle with it. And you know,
Yeah, I am. And I'm also seeing that if I believe all that, that I'm creating a new illusionary disappointment
yeah.
because of my projections.
Yeah. And even to
That,
see, like just to those projections when they happen, I don't think any of us do that consciously. I think those are automatic movements that have played thousands of times. So, you're off the hook. I don't think you do it. As far as I can see, they just play.
no, but the moment I notice it, I can stop it, and then
Yeah,
if I continue, then there is a more awareness of it.
yeah, for sure. And so that's, that's somehow seems to be how many of us are exploring moment to moment these days, is just watching how everything moves and seeing it and stopping. And a lot of times there's a momentum to those things and they come back again and seeing it again. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I think especially after, say, working so hard for 2 months to go through this with everything I did and how intense it was. You want the ones who are most close to your heart to to be happy with you for the result, for everything that happened. And this
And
is
you
a
can
lesson.
you can just
not
see
happening.
in that, yeah, you can see in that it's a setup for disappointment and hurt. Yeah, not feeling seen or loved, or it's a deep touch, it's just, but then, yeah.
I know the first session I did with Byron Katie when she came to the Netherlands the first time. And she said to me, you needed 4 kids to get real. So that comment came back to me this week. It's right in my face.
And the moment you see it and speak it, you start laughing.
I know.
Just feel what's happening now in you.
Well, there's just knowledge that I can laugh around it and know the truth of it. And that I wonder how to deal with this human longing for closeness and loving care.
Yeah. So let's just be present to that sweet longing.
It's kind of like a sudden coldness, a brain freeze here in the amygdala, back of the head. I notice. And a belief that arises, it's not for me. Which I can see is just a belief. But
Just coming back to the longing, just the longing. We think we know what it's for, but all we know is there's a longing. You know, it's because it's so interesting. You know, that longing oftentimes takes us into marriages or whatever, and then we go, "Fuck, man, I want out of here." This isn't.
yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we can see it's just being with the longing and knowing there's just a longing, and the mind fills in the gap. Okay, what I'm longing for is this or that. So really exploring longing. Yes, what is it? Here we are. Longing comes up. How do you feel it? How do you sense it?
Yeah, it's really filling up my whole system, my whole body, my heart, and it's surprisingly joyful.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. When you're just present to it and it doesn't project onto something. It's not. Yeah.
It's a lot. It has a lot of energy in it. A lot of potential.
Yeah.
I would say it's love itself.
All right.
Is that your experience?
You know, for me, that exploration of that longing has been a big one, because I see how easy it is to project onto something, and I also, when I'm really just present to the longing, it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very, very sweet, and it's it's very spacious, very unending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different relationship in this way than when I take it in, say, in a dual state.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Thank you very much, Isaac.
Mm. Yeah.
Love to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Esther.
I just would like to sit
Pleasure,
quietly.
man. Yeah. Hmm. Thank you. Oh, Lillian. Hi,
Hi.
Lily.
Hi, everyone. You're smiling. I like it.
So,
Oh. Thank you.
thank you. Maria. Hi, Maria. Anything that wants to be spoken?
Thank you.
Yeah. Samuel.
Hi.
Hi. I'm curious how you would speak about just what you're noticing as we rest.
I notice a kind of protection against some energy. And I notice movements of the face clenching as if crying is going to happen, and then a clenching through the body, like a defense against that. How do you sense what's happening?
For me, it's actually quite profound how much your system is matured in a sense. It's just like, you hear, there's those things you spoke of, and you hear.
Yeah.
So, whereas maybe,
It's like somehow there's a reluctancy to enjoy myself.
that's okay.
It was a kind of seriousness that was clenching in the body. Yeah, like we're here to do something serious. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
And we could just enjoy each other.
Totally okay with me.
Yeah.
It's curious, when defending kicks in the body, what's it actually defending against?
I can't find anything worth defending. I mean, even defense feels like a faulty interpretation. It just feels like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
identifying myself as a border. But Thank you.
You know, in the recognition that all we have are the sensations of now, how do we defend ourselves against the sensations of now? It's like all that defending does is just adds another layer, isn't it? Okay. Hi. Are you still muted, Gaia? On the left bottom, there's a little red button.
Something in that last
Yeah.
something in that last interaction popped something.
How lovely. Yeah.
Nearly 2 hours of sitting in a certain mode, and then in that moment the pressure or whatever it is just went pop.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, yep, far out.
And then
It's what yeah.
and there's such a defense, you know. I think you were discussing what are we defending? Is that right?
Yeah, what is defending? Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I can come up with right now is this defense is death of the physical body. Because of a long story I won't go into around very, very painful stuff going on in the body, that there's a dropping away now of almost a dissolving of all the trying and efforting and the physical pain is so intense. But in that moment, I'm just happy to sit with you in this incredible, simple joy. Oh, I love you, Isaac, and I know it's not personal, but I just have to say it.
I love you saying it.
So much gratitude, you know. I just want to soak it up with you for a few moments, please.
With absolute pleasure. Yeah.
so grateful to the Sangha that you hold space for in this moment. I can say it with such a real, it's not from here.
Just yeah, feel. Yeah. Mm.
Mwah.
Thank you. Mm. Cool. Connie. Connie, you waving your hand?
Sorry, Isaac, I was yawning. I was relaxing so much.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm happy to hear. No worries at all. I just wasn't sure because you, as you know, your
I'm
picture
sorry.
froze, and I
I'm
just saw your
sorry.
hand like that. So,
It's a
welcome to
beautiful
your.
gathering. That's it. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks.
Isaac, can I be a moment?
Goresh, with pleasure.
I'm sorry.
Vedanta, I mean.
That's okay.
Vedanta, sorry.
No problem. Um, just a moment because
Hmm. Mm. Thank you. Mm. Mm. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. So grateful we get to spend a little time like this, just resting with each other and participating in each other's well-being. Appreciation, love, peace. Ciao for now.